The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the February 17th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, all the indices, with the exception of the Dow, are trading lower. The Dow's up 20 points. The S&P back 10. NASDAQ 100 off 100. Russell 23. Semi 61. Tranny's 141. You got the spot volatility still below its 50-day exponential moving average. Trade out at 22.16. Gold's off $25. Silver's up a penny. Light sweet crude is up 70 cents, trading out at 60.75. Natural gas up a couple of cents, trading out at 3.008. And the 30-year Treasury is up a bit, 7 ticks. Leading the charge dollar-wise to the upside. Amazon's up 49, Booking Holdings 34, E-Hang Holdings Limited up 22 bucks. Teledyne up 15. Wix is up 13. To the downside is Mercado Libre up nearly 3.5%, 64 bucks. Chipotle's off 35, 2.5%. The Trade Desk 35, 4%. MicroStrategy 3% or 30 bucks out there. So let's begin the day by taking a look at what's really going on in the markets globally. We'll start just simply by using one of my market analyzer tools out here. And this tool, what we're looking at, is in the top section. You've got the U.S. cash indices out here, the NASDAQ Composite, the Dow Jones, the transports, the NDX, New York Stock Exchange. You can read them. You can see them. Then you've got your international indices, the Shanghai, the Hang Seng, Nikkei DAX, and the FTSE. Then I've got our index ETFs, the SPYs, the Qs, Diamonds, IWM, and then the sectors with inside the S&P 500. Now, what we have up on my screen is primarily the daily signals out here. So when we look for markets that are identifying potential tops or potential bottoms, we look to these Rhodes Momentum Indicator signals. We look to the TD9 count patterns. We look for our Chapman wave. We look for wave number 7 out here. So when we take a look at the RMI, Rhodes Momentum Indicator, you can see a number of top signals or top confirmed patterns here. If you look at the TD9, you want to be paying attention to anything that's got a star next to it. If it's got a star next to it, it tells you that it's a valid count. In this case here, that doesn't tell me whether the high took place on bar number 1, bar number 8, 9, doesn't matter at this stage here. Just simply that they are valid tops. In fact, you've got the last daily TD9 count tops with stars down the right-hand side. You can see that this extends through the international markets, through the U.S. market. So everything is in sync. Everything is in sync either to take a retracement, or everything is in sync to say, hey, guess what? These topping signals, doesn't matter. We're just going to power through them. I don't know what the answer is, meaning I don't know which one of those it's going to be. But what you should be aware of is you've got topping patterns globally around the world in all of, or many of the major indices. Not all of the major indices, but many of the major indices. So that's the place to start. Where do we go from there? I think where we go from there is let's go take a look at we can always go take a look at the cash indices, but let's just go take a look at the equity futures contracts because they too are doing the same thing. So let's begin by taking a look at the NQ. When we look at the NQ, you can see that yesterday was the bar following bar number 9. Also happen to have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal triggered out there. But in either event, you've got a confirmed TD9 count top. Now, what price has done, price is trading below its oscillator and change line, 13,773. As long as that condition remains, because of the bearish signal, then sellers, in essence, are the ones in control. Now, there's not a change in trend or anything along those lines, but we can see that price is pulled back to its potential. I can't say its current profile. Maybe it's a profile as of last night. That's for sure, 13,512. Now, the reason I say, let's see if it's still valid. Let's see if it still is in place out here. Because it could have gone away just in the last half hour. And what I'm referring to are the new profiles that are attempting to form. Voila, there we go. So now we're going to take a look. So this is using Stevie's advanced Doppler tool. Now, what I also mean when I say I'm using my advanced Doppler tool, what I really mean is that this pattern may not take hold. When I say this pattern, the new TAS market profile. But when you take a look at the NQ, what has taken place today is that the top of that profile, that's at 13,785, has held, was tested, it held. And the bottom of the profile, 13,555, has held. So what do you do here? Look, it's just consolidating. You still have the effective topping signal. If price were to close above 13,785, that might say, hey, you know what, that TD9 count's not going to hold. But really, you have to see it close above yesterday's high. If we look at the Dow equity future contract, it too is attempting to form a new profile. Resistance is the top at 31,514, and support is at 31,071. The Russell 2000, it has a new profile that formed last week. And in that profile, what we've seen the high or the top of that box hold as resistance, 2316. And output price did intraday has got down close to, not exactly to it, but close to the bottom of that profile, 2215. The S&P 500, or the ES Mini, I should say, in this case here, no new profile as of yet. So the key areas to be watching that I put down on my pad of paper would certainly be 13,555, 31,071, and 2215. If at day's end you see closes below that, it may signal a change in trend. The reason I say may signal is because I won't know whether the NQ or the Dow's profiles have taken hold until about 6:01 this evening. But at the moment, what we're going to use the data that is available to us. Well, in essence, that's what we've done. Now, I don't have that super Doppler tool on my white background charts, and that's why it doesn't show up here, or one of the reasons that it doesn't show up here. So if that profile goes away, what's the level that you're watching for inside the NQ? Will be 13,512. And if price can get inside there, what is likely to occur is a run down to 13,230.50. That is the NQ's breakout level. Now, that's using our 9s out there, and that's what you want to use to identify breakout and breakdowns. I guarantee you that if I didn't have these lines on here and I asked you where was the most recent breakout inside the NQ, everybody would choose the swing point from February 1st. That's how we were trained as technicians. But now when you take advantage of those TD9s, you say, hey, guess what? I've got a better tool to identify where breakouts and breakdowns occur. Let's go to, just as long as we're here with the NQ, let's go ahead and shift through its different intraday time frames. So I see we're going to a breakout here, so I don't think I can do that quickly. But here's the 5-minute time frame chart. What's it signal to us as we speak right now? It's just got a TD9 count pattern right here. So we should see the high occur inside the NQ between, well, that would have been 110 and 115. That's on a 5-minute basis. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Folks, Dow's up 15, S&P is off 11 points. So let's finish off the NQ chart here, and let's go to some of the requests that have come in. We're looking at the 5-minute time frame. That's where we began on the NQ. Saw that it's got a TD9 count top. Now, if price closes above that high being 13,660, 650, run to 13,688 is likely. We can see that its oscillator and change line has changed colors out here from red to green. We should see price and that line catch up to each other. It'll be the test of that line that will make a determination whether price is moving higher or lower as far as its signal. In the 10-minute time frame, again, we're really in ultra short-term signals out here. You see the Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. This has got TD8 count that has formed out here. So the current bar, which should complete in 10-minute chart in about a minute out here, either the high of last bar, which is that same price point of 13,660, 650, could be the high of this pattern, but it can still go into the 130 bar because that can occur on the bar following bar number 9. 15-minute time frame chart, I doubt we're going to see anything different. You can see the Rhodes momentum indicator bottom out there. 30-minute time frame, what do we have here? Well, let's get actually to the live data. Slide over to the right. And here what we have inside of the 30-minute time frame is price could be targeting 13,709. So it's those 5 and 10-minute charts that would give you that signal whether price could make a move up to that level. What to really be watching for today, I would say, because of the daily time frame signals that we have out there, being the TD9 count pattern. Here you've got a TD9 count on the 5-hour time frame chart. And what price has done so far, it's held support. And support is 13,646.25. Now, since January 31st, none of those breakout areas have failed. In fact, I'd have to turn them all on the 5-hour chart. I'm not going to do that right now, but the key level to be watching is 13,646.25 with regard to what the NQ's intent might be. If it holds, then we could just be in a consolidation out there. Maybe that new profile that we looked at takes hold. So let's go ahead and spend some time taking a look at some of the requests that have come in. The first request from one of our denters wants to take a look at Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. REGN is the ticker symbol. And what we can see, that price right now has broken through its breakout level, and that was at 487.93. Price is below a red oscillator and change line, so that is a suggestion to us that price wants to go test out that swing point. It's already trading into it from January 6th out there. That swing point extends itself from 483, that's at the high, into low 467. So odds favor that price is going to go test that 467 level out there. That's what the daily time frame chart is signaling to us. Weekly time frame chart for Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, we can see that price right now, what can we see? Price is trading below the bottom of its weekly profile out here. Why is this not updating? Let's do it like this, the old-fashioned way. There we go. So now that I can see what it is that we have out here, so there still is a TD9 count bottom that is in place for Regeneron. And so what you'd be watching for is that low, 470.78. If price closes below that low, there's probably an A to B equals CD to the downside that could actually take Regeneron Pharmaceuticals down to 279.22. We're not making that call just yet. It is something to be aware of, and you now have the price point to be taking a look at. On a monthly time frame, we take a look at Regeneron. We see that it's trading below its oscillator and change line. I've got an issue here with the keyboard. Okay, I know another way to get around this. Here we go. Let's see if that works. There we go. Now, you've got a TD9 count top on the monthly, and price below that oscillator and change line. And so this is suggesting lower price. So you've got the weekly suggesting lower, the daily suggesting lower, the monthly doing the same thing out there. And on a shorter term time frame, for example, on a 30-minute, if we take a look at this, I don't have any kind of a bottoming signal out here. It doesn't mean that price couldn't rally up to 490.64, but I don't have a signal that would suggest that that is the outcome. So hope that helps you out with regard to Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. REGN was the ticker symbol. Our next request, let's see what it is. This is coming from Daniel. Daniel R. Daniel says, if you have time, could you look at this today? Just looking for direction. You've been watching its activity, and that is TRXC. TRXC. So let's go see TRXC. I'm going to get that loaded on my white background charts, and then let's go see what TRXC is. That is Transcenterix. And Transcenterix has got a profile that formed today. So you have a new resistance level, Daniel, and that is at 695. You also have a new support level, and is at 346. That's based upon the daily out here. No reason for us really right now to use the weekly and the monthly chart. So let's just go take a look at the daily and maybe an intraday time frame. And you're asking about direction. So with regard to direction, what we have today is a confirmation of a Rhodes momentum indicator top for its daily time frame. You see, price was stretched. That was that signaled those RMI signals out here, those black diagonal lines. But today's falling window, as gap to the downside, is the bearish reversal candle. Now, Daniel, you're asking for direction. You've got the valid top, but support is held. Granted, there's a new profile. We're not going to concern ourselves just yet with the new profile, but support is held. What you want to be taking a look at is 541. If price fails at 541, it doesn't necessarily have to do it today. But if you start to see it closes below 541, that's going to signal a pull back to the bottom of that profile, 346, between 307, its breakout level, and 346. That's what I see when we take a look at TRXC. On a 30-minute time frame out here, this had a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. We can see that the bounce back so far has just simply gotten up to that. Remember, we talk about, or I chat with you about the oscillator and change line and just some of the wonderful capabilities that it has for us. When that line changes color, it tells us about whichever direction it's going in, that things are going to slow down, and we should see price and that line catch up to each other. Well, voila, here you've got it in a 30-minute time frame. So if price tests and rejects 564, means close below 560, well, 564, 565, that would be your bearish signal on a 30-minute time frame and say no more breakout to the upside. Now, that's a problem because I just lost my connection to my data feed. It's back now, so I'm hoping we're still on the air out there. So, Daniel, I hope that helps you out with regard to direction. But right now, the signals are that direction should be to the downside. However, that confirmation will only come with a close below that daily oscillator and change line at 541. So thanks so much for writing in. Hope that helps you out. The next question, that one was coming in from Brent. This is coming in from Brent in Martinez, California. Brent wants to take a look at gold, but two different golds. gold, the gold, the commodity, and gold, the equity out there. So we'll go take a look at both. And Brent's question about gold on the commodity is, what are the longer term charts suggesting some downside action out here? So to answer that question, we want to do a couple of different things, Brent. One of those things that we should do is go take a look at Stevie's quad for gold, the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly, and just simply make yourself aware of the profiles that are in play. So here we can see that gold is below that little rising trend line on the upper left-hand side. Now what we know is price is testing the bottom of that profile, from the bottom profile, my apology, the swing point from November 30th out there. And if price can get below that, that's 1771, that's going to suggest lower price. Price is below the bottom of the weekly profile. That already suggests lower price. We take a look at the monthly prices trading with inside that monthly profile. That suggests 1739.70 as the next move, or 1723.30. Those right now are your downside moves. When we come back to this break, we'll continue looking at this and my other charts for gold. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at gold, the commodity, and looking for some longer-term support levels. And so we're looking at those daily profiles. Let's go ahead, or the weekly, monthly time frame profiles out here. Let's go ahead and pull over my white background charts. Where did I put that? Here's what we're going to do. Gonna now have to have the continuous contract up on my screen here, Brent, in order to go take a look at the weekly and monthly time frames out here. So on a weekly basis, what we know about gold is gold formed a TD 9-count top. Bar number 8 was also wave number 7. That's letter G on my screen out here. We can see how that oscillator and change line has acted as a deflector or resistance level. So it would only be a close above that on a weekly basis that would say, hey, you know what? Gold may have changed its view from being bearish to bullish out here. The next area of support, its breakout level support, on a weekly basis, Brent, is 1706.20. That may be a target. I know you're looking for 1500. So in order for that to occur, what you need to see is you first need to see gold close below 1706. Duh. Wow, Steve, you're just really smart. No, 1706.20 is the breakout level. And so what we'd be looking for there is a close below that says, guess what? The breakout level didn't hold. You're likely going down to the next one, that next one being at 1459.80. But one thing at a time. This is going to be bar numbers, or looks like it will be bar number 6 on a weekly basis of a TD 9 count. Remember, it can't be the 8 count or the 9 count pattern form the top. It could be a 9 count pattern that forms the bottom. Now, that's the weekly. I'm going to go ahead and put the monthly time frame chart up here, but the oscillator and change line, assuming it retains itself, is still on the weekly basis. So we're not going to worry about that here because Brent is just interested in the longer-term downside targets. On a monthly basis, and this is the reason why Brent could get the 1450 out of this or the 1500 area out of this. That would mean you too. I mean, if you're long, you've got to be careful because you have these TD 9-count topping patterns on the daily. Well, I can't remember if it's on the daily right now, but certainly the weekly and the monthly. Granted, there are support levels on the way down, such as 1706 and 1514, but you can see where broke actually gold out on a monthly level is at the 1450.90 area. So Brent, I hope that helps you out with regard to gold. My apology for botching your question yesterday, but we eventually got there. Now, Brent had another question, which was also to take a look at GOLD, but the ticker symbol GOLD meaning the financial, the equity. And so let's go take a look at that. Is Rand Gold out here, GOLD? And the question is, I believe it's the same, which is where are the longer term support levels? Well, geez, Rand Gold is trading below the bottom of its daily, below the bottom of its weekly, below the bottom of its monthly. You kind of get the picture here. Things are not very rosy for Rand Gold out there. Now, I'm just going to put up the weekly time frame chart because this is the one that shows the better structured A to B equals CD pattern. So as we put that in our charts out here, that's going to give us a price projection of 1595. That would be the one-to-one A to B equals CD to the downside. Now, the B point from a weekly basis is being attacked right now. The November 23rd swing point had 134 million. You're at 42 million. A short trading week out here. I don't know what the next couple of days are going to look like. You've got 23 million shares today, so maybe that's 40 million. Do you get 40 and 40? That'd be 80 on top of the 42. Yeah, you'd be close. You'd be close. But whether it's confirmed or not, you still have that pattern, that A to B equals CD to the downside. We don't have any support levels from a profile standpoint for Barrick Gold. So now let's go take a look at my white background charts and see if we can identify where the breakout levels occurred. On a daily time frame out here, price has already busted through a couple of those. So let's not worry about the daily time frame right now. Oh, I take that back. Hold your horses, Steve-O. Here, I just want to mention to you, we can see prices moving lower, doing with less relative energy, creating that Rhodes momentum indicator signal. However, what I want you to notice is we got the first confirmation back on February 4th of a bottom. And what price did was it bounced right up into resistance at the top of that profile. And that's at 2262. Well, you have that same pattern that's in place. Plus, we've now just triggered wave number 7. Those are letter G's on the bottom of my panel. So it's got the potential for a bottom. This is Rand Gold on a daily basis. We're not calling the bottom here. Price, in fact, would need to close above 2262 to confirm that. And you're trading out at 2078. It just says pay attention and be careful. If price continues to move lower, and you got to believe that Rand Gold is going to follow the direction of Goldilocks out here, then what we're looking at is its breakout area is $12.57. It's trading right now at 2078. If you're in this stock, if you are long this stock, please put a stop in place out here because the signals are, other than the daily right now, but we don't know. It's not a bottoming pattern that I'm going to suggest that you would buy, but the weekly is saying, yeah, not so fast. In the monthly time frame chart, again, we know that it's trading below the bottom of that profile. It had a TD 9 count pattern that identified the top. Last time it made a major top was also with a TD 9 count. That was back in 2016. So this is suggestive, Brent, that 1265 on the longer term is where Randgold may want to head. And on a yearly basis, boy, this is really troublesome. So, folks, the simplest of all technical tools out there, and you don't need to be a technician for it, is a stock is only breaking out if it's trading above the prior year's close. That's the minimum. Got to take a look at the prior year's high too, but the prior year's close. Well, if you're not trading above the prior year's close, can't be very bullish, can it? And that's what we see when we take a look at Randgold. This is the yearly chart out there. And so I just went ahead and peeked at it. Now back to the 30-minute real quickly because there's that wave number 7. That's letter G. It also has a wave number 7, letter G on the 30-minute. But there's not anything that I'm looking at on the 30-minute time frame to suggest that Randgold has bottom. So those are your longer price objectives out there, Brent. I hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for writing in. Let's see if we have any other requests out here. We do. And so let me just clean up my screen real quickly and make sure I don't overlook anything. No, we don't. So the next one is going to come from Tom G. And Tom G wants to take a look at bingo. So Tom wants to play BINGO. It's really BNGO. And let's go ahead and get this situated, BNGO, on our charts, on our screens out here, and read Tom's question. I'm looking to get back into long positions in both bingo and Kopen, K-O-P-N, and also maybe in a long position in SIRC. Also wondering your thoughts on the 10-year bonds. Tom's not asking for very much, but hey, Tom, right now we don't have anything in the queue, so we can get to all of those for you. Let's first start off with bio-nano-genomics out here. And as we take a look at this, has been a rocket ship. Just look at the last 3 months. This went from 49 cents up to $14.48. And looking to get back into it. Well, price above the top of the daily, the weekly, and the monthly profiles out there, so they're not going to assist us with getting into this equity. We want to look at the daily. We want to see if there was any kind of topping pattern associated with that high out here. And voila, the answer is yes. So in bingo, BNGO, well, there's a potential for a bearish reversal candle today. Just depends on where the current session closes. If it's about 1448, we're going to get a bear sash candle. But really, Tom, that's not, whether it's a bear sash candle or not, isn't the significant thing. The significant thing would be if price closes below 1401. 1401 is the oscillator and change line. If you're just trading this as a momentum guy, then you would enter, in essence, at that 1401 level, that oscillator and change line. But I don't know that Tom is the momentum guy. He wants to understand, hey, where might price pull back to? So you want to watch that daily chart. You want to watch 1401, because if price closes below that, well, 1068 would be our entry here. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We'll continue looking at bingo and all the other requests from Tom G. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Are you grinding in the market but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader simply looking to make his job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month and try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Before we went to break, we were taking a look at ticker symbol BNGO out here. And on the daily time frame, we noticed that it may form a Rhodes momentum indicator top. We're watching the $14 level, the oscillator and change line. That's going to be its key area of support. And if it breaks through that, suggests lower price. Now, if we look at some of the intraday time frames out here, Tom, you're going to see this is 195 minutes, so there's 295-minute bars in a day. In the cash marketplace, you have a confirmed wave number 7 and confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top. Here you can see the oscillator and change line still holding, but a price closes below 1426. Out here, that's going to suggest 1295. The 130-minute time frame has a confirmed wave number 7, Rhodes momentum indicator top. The 65-minute time frame, that has a confirmed wave 7 Rhodes momentum indicator top. So everything here is suggesting the 30 minutes got the same. It's got 2 Rhodes momentum indicator topping signals out here. So I'd be patient on this because the intraday and the daily signals, even the weekly signal, you're in the bar following bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So everything's in place here for bingo to go ahead and pull back. And not until it begins doing that, Tom, will we really be able to come up with any kind of a entry point for you. You wanted to also look at KOPN as the ticker symbol, KPON. That's not going to help us out. And I shouldn't have done that on this chart, but KOPN. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. You can just prove time and time again, multitasking is sometimes a challenge for Steve. Well, now this thing is doing the same thing, this little rocket ship out here. Its weekly time frame doesn't have a topping signal, whereas Bingo did. On the daily time frame, let's populate this with regard to my tools. And this formed a TD9 count top yesterday. So it was the bar following bar number 1. That would suggest that price should pull back to 10.01 out there. That's the oscillator and change line. If that holds, that may be your entry area. Out of curiosity, let's do the same thing. Quickly peek a look at the 195-minute chart. I don't have a bearish signal out there yet or confirmation of one. The 130-minute time frame chart. Yeah, it's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. 914 could be where that is pulling back to. 65-minute chart here for KOPN. What do we have? A Rhodes momentum indicator top, but I've got a TD9 count bottom. So I'm not sure which one is going to win out here. You're looking for an entry point. I believe that the best thing for you to do right now is based upon yesterday's TD 9-count top is see if this thing pulls back to 10.01. You're at basically $12. And then hit me up again if price is in fact heading back to that level. And then let's look at the short-term time frame charts to see if there's any kind of bottoming signals to go along with that level of support. And you also want to take a look at SIRC. Let me see. Nope, we're good. So SIRC, again, maybe this is in the same sector as these two. I don't know. Another rocket ship to the upside. Price here had a wave number 7. That's letter G. That was the top. That was that rogue wave. And price now has pulled back to test support at $1.43. But you're trading at $1.39. Man, actually the daily chart, although I'm not making this call right now, this says this could pull all the way back to 8 cents. You're at $1.39. Yeah, that's what the daily chart is suggesting to you. How about the weekly chart? The weekly chart, I've got not a zip, nothing to worry about. Let's go to the short term. Let's start with the 30-minute time frame chart out here. No bottom signal at all. This says the next move lower is about $1.16. Tom, I don't want to give you that as $1.16 as being the entry point out here. We'd have to see what kind of pattern is going on. Should price continue down to that level? The 65-minute chart is suggesting lower price. The 130-minute chart is suggesting lower price, and A to B equals CD and 85 cents. So SIRC looks like it wants to head to lower territory out there. So I hope that helps you out. You also wanted to take a look at the 10-year note out here. So we got ZN0321. Let me get that fired up on my screens and take a look at it. Here, let's get the daily time frame out here. If we can, let's expand the chart. So very much like the 30-year, you've got price below the bottom of its daily profiles, prices stretching to the downside, but no bullish reversal signal out here. And so this says that it continues to want lower price. Now, I'm just going to switch this. I don't know what will pop up here when I switch this to the weekly, if there's enough data, historical data, to give me a weekly. Yeah, there's not. And I kind of suspected that that was going to take place out here. So your question would be, where's that 10-year headed to? And how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Let's do this here. ZN H21. Let me get this. Oh, shoot. I did that on the wrong screen. ZN H21. Okay. So here, I have to put up, I got to put up the continuous. Sorry, ZN downside F on this. Okie dokie. Don't pay attention to the profile levels. Tom, I'm going to have to work on something else to try to figure this out. Can't do it here right now during the show. But what I can share with you is I don't see a bottom signal when we take a look at the 10-year note. So I hope that helps you out. We've got a caller on the line. We've got call ahead seating. Let's go out to Mark in Fort Collins. Mark, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So how's that? There's a cold front, cold weather. Went through Texas and that affect you guys out west?
Yeah, we got down to like negative 17 a couple days ago, but
Yes.
It's back into the balmy 20s and 30s.
Okay. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
You want to take
Yeah.
you want to take a look at Silica Holdings out there. All we have to do is just go 100 yards out and go take a look at the beach. We can find all kinds of sand, but that's not
Right.
what you're interested in. And this thing trade out 1109. So how can I best help you?
So I'm in at 880, and I'm kind of looking for a price target. I'm looking at the week. There was a pretty heavy volume week back in July of 2019, the end of July 2019, that had a pretty wide-ranging bar of 997 to 1483 with a whole bunch of volume. It's trading into that bar, and I'm wondering, the top of that bar is 1483, which is significantly higher than where we are now. So I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, so you had 24 million shares back on that week of July 29th. You're only at 1.8 million shares for the week right now. So something to consider. But let's do this here. Prices above the daily, weekly, and monthly profiles. And back then, what was going on around that time frame? Price was just simply consolidating with inside a profile at that stage. So let's look at my other charts out here. You're looking for a price target, and you're using that high volume area. That makes sense. But let's go ahead and pull over my other charts out here. And my other charts say that this wants to continue to head higher. You're getting a signal today of a strong momentum move to the upside. And the reason that is because yesterday was a TD9 count topping pattern, the bar following bar number 9. And whenever you, and typically, Mark, you would at least get a hiccup, a sideways move, maybe a bar or so. You didn't even get that here. And so there must be high demand for sand or what other products SLCA, Silica Holdings, has. But the daily time frame, this is a very bullish outcome today for you. But do me a favor, if you would, hold on through this breakout here. We'll come back. We'll take a look at Silica Holdings. We'll look at the weekly, monthly time frames for you as well. And this is Steve Rhodes with Mark and Fort Collins. We'll be back in just a few.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the Newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, just $89, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Folks, so we're taking a look at Silica Holdings, SLCA, with Mark and Fort Collins. And so, Mark, during the break, one of the things that I wanted to do was go take a look at that July area on the daily time frame just to get a feel. I mean, we looked at it on the weekly, but try to break it apart on the July timeframe because your concern, and rightfully so, is that it's a high volume-ish type bar and prices moving into it with lighter volume. But what I also notice out here is there's other high volume bars along the way of this thing moving up. For example, there's a very high volume bar in the trading day of October 29th. That had volume, for example, of 12.6 million shares. And when price was moving through that area, it was doing that much lighter volume, 1.9, 1.2, 900,000 shares. So with that being the case, I don't want that to be just simply, the thing that you would completely focus on, because on the daily basis, they didn't seem to matter as much. Now, what I had also mentioned was that on the daily basis, when we were looking at my white background charts, it looks very bullish, and that's still the case out here. But I wanted to just look and say, is there anything that possibly I'm missing or another pattern to point out to you? And I know you're familiar with Larry's 3-drive to a top or 3-drive to a bottom pattern, and that is in play here between today and maybe tomorrow out here. And what I'm looking at, if you're watching this on Tiger TV, the first drive takes place on December 16th. Price makes an expansion, a Fibonacci expansion of that into the high on January the 15th out there. So that's drive number 2. And that, in essence, takes us to today. And if there were to be a bearish reversal candle tomorrow, Mark, then you would have a topping pattern that would be in play out there. Now, whether that topping pattern is going to bust out any levels of support or not, I don't know. And it's not a pattern that is in play right now because it needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm. So does any of what I just shared with you make sense to you? Or what questions do you have?
That does. Thanks.
Oh, you bet. Wow, that's the end of the show. I'm sorry I completely lost track of time, Mark. Hey, have a great day. Thanks for the call. And that goes for everybody else. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Terrific Thursday. Take care, folks.